Okay, I'm gonna show how I balance North Kildonan 13, 14, and 16. So first thing I do is pan over to 13, 14, and 16. That's kind of weird because 16 looks like it's in a voting boundary by itself. So first thing I'll do is I'll delete the old boundary. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'll hit Control D and delete that. Okay, there we go. So that's fine. So I'll just select the boundaries. Click on the Fit Select Set button. That'll resize the screen to show what I had selected. And then 13, 14, 16, and I'll get a count. And see what I need to do with these. So the average is 711. You can see that 13 needs to go down about 190. 14 needs to go up about 150. And 16 needs to go up about 40 or so. Okay, so usually easiest to start with the one that needs stuff taken off, and in this case 13 can lose 190, 14 needs to gain about 150. Adding 40 to 16 is going to be really hard because there's only really large buildings and open property nearby, so I'm going to have to just leave that one alone. But anyway, I'll zoom in on this area and get working on it. So I think in this case I'll just try and grab some of these properties up here and include them. The way I usually do this is to just make a split. So what I'll do is I'll make a split of this NK13 boundary, start here, I'll go up along here, down this road, and finish up here. Just carve off a piece of it. So I click on the split tool, start at this point, and I'll leave a couple of points along the way to make my smoothing out these curves easier after. Just making it kind of rough for now. Okay, so that's that chunk. Now I'll save that, and it'll ask me to save both of these. And now we'll see what my count is. Our target is 711, and here I'm at 749. So the remainder for NK13 is 709. So that's not bad. That one's basically bang on. This one's, if I merge these two together, which I'll do, then we're actually pretty close to done really quickly. So this one stays NK14. So I got NK, and let me just zoom out a bit, and I'll take some more counts. So I've got 13, 14, 16. And other than NK16 being a little bit low, it's a shame we couldn't steal 70 more voters out of there somehow, but I'm not really sure how I'd do that. Because maybe I'll try something here. So maybe I'll try carving out this the northwest section of NK13. We'll see how many voters are in there, and I'll merge that in with NK16 and see how that goes. So I'll just zoom in on the area. Again, I'll go into split mode, and I'll start splitting along here. Right to the center of this road. Here's an intersection of a couple of boundaries. Double click to end, and then just leave the names the same. just see if I have about the 70 voters that I need in here to balance this. And here it's 88, it's a little bit much. Well, maybe what I'll do then is I'll just take the upper part of this. So I'll do another split. Start at this intersection, work my way along, say to here. Now I'll just roughly follow these parcel lines here. Actually, I have location turned on for the parcel, so it will snap nicely to them. So I'll just snap to this corner and then head up back to the street and finish it off. Accept the defaults, and we'll see what I get if I were to merge this one and this one. Target's about 711, here we got 730, and that leaves me with this guy to go with this piece. And I guess we'll have low 700s. Ooh, 656, that's too low. Don't want to play with this too much, but maybe as a last chance what I'll do is try splitting up this geometry, maybe right along here, and follow the parcel, finish up in here. I want to see if I merge this one with this chunk. They aren't adjacent right now, but I can fix that pretty easy. So if I do this, I end up with 690, and then the remainder would be this chunk plus this chunk plus this chunk. And if I get around 700, that'll be good. Okay, that's perfect, so I'll do it this way. So I can't really just merge this chunk with this one because there's nothing in between them. There's two parts to it, and that would mean that this remainder here would have a big hole because it would comprise this chunk, and this chunk. So what I'll do is I'll split this off. I suspect this is probably a convenience store or something. So I'm going to split out this section, then we can merge it with this one, and then merge it over with this one by taking an area in here as well. So let's do a quick split. This is actually a pretty challenging one. Didn't look like it when I first started. Notice I had to make an extra point here because the split you need to have 3 points. Don't really know why that is, but okay, let's see if this works out. So I'm hoping this chunk will have 0 voters. Perfect. So these are the two pieces I'll merge together. This won't be NK13, but we'll have this one merged with this and this. Zoom out a little bit. So the problem is, how do I join this and this? What I'm going to do, I'm sure that this is another piece of empty land. I'm going to carve it off from NK13, and assuming it's got no voters, then I can merge this chunk, this old one, and this, and that'll be our new boundary for NK16. So, oops, didn't mean to zoom out again. Perfect, so I will do another split. In this case, I'll continue to follow the roadway roughly to here, snap into this parcel's boundaries, and come on back. So if this has 0 voters, then we're in business. Perfect. So I'll just take this as the master. The first one that you click in a select set to do a merge is the one whose name shows up by default. So then I'll select this one, and I'll merge them. And sure enough, it's NK16. So if I select the NK13, fit it on the screen. And we'll see if I select 13, 14, and 16, it should be fairly well balanced. And yeah, that's not too bad. NK14's got a little bit too many, but I suppose I could refine that a bit more. And maybe I'll do that by taking a small chunk off of here. For this kind of an edit, I don't really have to do a split. I can just edit the lines. And again, I'll just do this rough. Let's see, 13, 14, 15. Hopefully 14 will be a little bit closer to 711. And yeah, that's pretty close. So now all that remains is to give a little bit of 13 back to 16. And now that we have some properties in play, that's pretty easy. So I'll want to give back about 25 or so up in here. That's probably let's try doing the whole block first. So I'll do a split on here. I have a feeling this rectangle is going to be a bit more than 25 voters, but you never know. 53, so yeah, it's too much. So I'll just split this in half again, and then let's go like here. So we'll follow the assessment parcel nicely. Double click to finish. And let's see how that looks. So if this should be about 25 properties, I'd hope. Oh, perfect. So we'll merge these two. Still call it NK16, then we'll take our NK13, merge it back with this chunk that we had taken off. And one more time, we'll just zoom out to view everything, and we'll check counts on 13, 14, 16, and now they should all be pretty close. Yeah, can't do much better than that, especially with the constraints we have. So that's how I balance this difficult one. I'll do the cleanup in a separate video.